Welcome back to Marvelytics. We're going to go straight into the breakdown of Episode 4 of WandaVision titled Now in Color. After diving deep into the sitcom genre, Episode 4 gives us fans what we really wanted: action, twists, and most importantly, Wanda using her telekinetic powers to blast through walls and realities. Also, with the return of old MCU fan favorites like Ant-Man's ex-babysitter James Woo, aka Card Trick fanboy and Thor fangirl Darcy Lewis, this week's episode is as Marvel as it gets. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, spoiler warning in case you haven't gotten a chance to see the episode. The opening credits scene was arguably the most intriguing minutes of the show, taking us back to the blip. This is only the second time we have seen the direct aftermath of Hulk's snap, the first being a joke in Spider-Man Away From Home. Straight out of a crisis movie, the opening few minutes showed the chaos and loss that humanity faced after the reversal of Thanos' snap. This flashback scene revealed the true identity of Geraldine, who is actually Monica Rambeau, the daughter of Maria Rambeau, aka the Photon. The character's first appearance in the Marvel Comics universe was in Captain Marvel, where she was shown alongside Carol Danvers. After finding out her mom had died of cancer 3 years after Thanos' snap in Avengers Infinity War, it looks like her daughter has taken on the mantle of her mother and is now working in S.W.O.R.D. in a large capacity. Another big callback to Captain Marvel took place in the beginning shots of the episode when we saw Monica Rambeau's body reintegrate from dust. The faint noise in the background was from Captain Marvel. The dialogue was directly taken from the Captain Marvel movie, where Carol Danvers was having a conversation with the then much younger Monica Rambeau. After learning that Geraldine actually works in S.W.O.R.D., we get a look into the headquarters of their base. The lobby has a striking resemblance to that of S.H.I.E.L.D., both having statues of their symbol in the center. We also see Monica wearing a pendant with the symbol marking resemblance with S.W.O.R.D.'s logo. This symbol may have been recognized by Wanda as well, right before she blasts the stranger out of her house and reality in not so cordial a way. But since we know Monica develops powers of her own in the comics, is it possible that Wanda's attack could lead to the emergence of an unlikely superhero? Comment below telling us your thoughts on the future of Captain Rambeau. Monica's first mission after returning to S.W.O.R.D. is to meet up with the FBI to investigate a missing town called Westview. Everybody seems to have forgotten about its existence. Her first move was to send in a S.W.O.R.D. drone, which ends up being changed into the toy helicopter in Episode 2. Going after the drone, Monica gets sucked into Wanda's reality herself. We then find out that Westview's residents are actually forced to be actors playing a fictional role in Wanda's chaos reality warping. But we can only speculate if it is actually Wanda controlling the town's population on her own, or if there's actually more to this wacky old black and white town than meets the eye. Coughs in Agnes. We also got to see the events of the first 3 episodes from the perspective of Agent Woo and the now astrophysicist but still smartass Darcy Lewis. Agent Woo even comes up with excellent theories about whether what they're watching is an alternate reality or some cockamamie social experiment. We finally learn the real truth about this imaginary world that Wanda has created through the help of every TV writer's favorite device, exposition. Lewis mentions CMB, cosmic microwave background radiation, being spotted in the magnetic field that is blocking Westview from the rest of the world. This is the oldest kind of radiation that existed and was created by the Big Bang. This also happens to be radiation that created the Infinity Stones in the first place, which gave Wanda her powers. This power may be a portal that divides the fictional world Wanda has created, accessing control over anyone who enters this field and forcing them to play a character. Their mission to communicate with Wanda through the radio finally confirms that the mysterious voice in Episode 2 was in fact Jimmy Woo. But this mission does not work according to plan, with Wanda simply cutting out the footage and restarting the scene, kind of like how the DCEU treats their Batman franchise. As for the mysterious beekeeper from Episode 2, turns out it was actually S.W.O.R.D. agent Franklin in a hazard suit trying to infiltrate Westview through the sewers. Everything that enters Wanda's reality gets adjusted to her sitcom production design, hence the beekeeper suit. While some were speculating that he may be a villain, Wanda's reaction after seeing him suggests it may be the other way around. Watching Wanda's sitcom world through TV, Sword and the FBI managed to discover the real identities of the actors that are currently residing in Westview, except for two, Agnes and Dottie. While this may simply be because their records have not shown up in the FBI's database, we theorize that this may not be true. Agnes has been a popular side character since the start of Episode 1 and played a big role in helping Wanda and Vision settle down. She may be hiding something from them since she seems to know much more than she portrays. She was very adamant for Vision to keep track of Geraldine just because she was from out of town. While this may be nothing, Agnes could have felt threatened since she knew Geraldine's true identity and didn't want this endless time loop to come to an end. Since there are chances that Agnes is not one of the many victims who are being mind-controlled, the chances of her working with the darker forces who are currently running this town is quite high. Dottie may also be another wild card, with her identity being unknown till now. Also, some interesting dialogue and back and forth between the characters may have hinted at her being the devil of the MCU, Mephisto. Another suspicious person is acting director of Sword, Tyler Hayward. Is he secretly a spy for Hydra, as they have clearly wigged their way into this alternate universe through various TV commercials? Some interesting Easter eggs have also been spotted on the whiteboard of Agent Wu's notes. We see the questions, why sitcoms, and why the hexagon shape, being written on a whiteboard. This is a funny nod to the numerous speculations and fan theories that are being discussed. You can try all you want, Mr. Phage, but we aren't going anywhere. While trying to figure out how Wanda and Vision are stuck inside this reality, he has also written down the Skrulls. Skrulls, as you know, are a race of extraterrestrial shapeshifters who we first met in the MCU in Captain Marvel, set in the 1990s. The feds are aware of the Skrulls and well likely can be laying low all over Earth. The most obvious Easter egg that stands out but you probably missed was the Lexington Instruments logo writing on the physioscope Darcy was using while trying to contact Wanda and Vision. The name is a reference to Alexander Lex Lexington, a mutant in Marvel Comics who serves in the military while masking his powers. Lex carries the ability to generate and emit electricity from his body. Since he's a mutant, can this lead to the X-Men being introduced into the MCU through this alternate reality? Hopefully, we'll find out soon. Then, in case this episode was not dark enough for us fans complaining about the laugh track, a dead Vision appears out of nowhere. Again, for the third time, this shocks Wanda to her core, but she is quick to make him look alive again. Marvel's getting a bit too comfortable with all the runtime focused on dead people. Hopefully, this is the last time. Our favorite AI buddy also appears to be gaining some self-awareness again. Right before the end credits scene, as the couple sits on the couch with their twins looking directly at the TV, Vision appears to be looking unsettled and worried. He hastily looks at Wanda and then back to the TV. Is he finally realizing that his world may not be exactly as it seems? Or did one of the babies just happen to distract Paul Bettany while he was in character? At the end of the episode, when Monica Rambeau got blasted out of Westview, she came to the realization that it is all Wanda. So now Sword at least knows what they are up against, while Wanda may hang on to her alternate reality for now, desperately trying to cover up everything that messes with her delusion. It may be the beginning of the end for her world. Reality is slowly starting to catch up to her fictional world. While she withstood the efforts of Wu and Lewis to bring her back, Captain Monica's insight may just be able to crack the mystery and bring Wanda back. One of the main takeaways from Episode 4 that has us wondering is, what if this is the origin of Wanda becoming a true villain? Could this lead to a House of M story timeline? House of M was a comic book crossover series that took place after the Avengers disassembled and the Scarlet Witch suffered a mental breakdown and attempted to alter the fabric of reality in which she wanted to recreate her lost children. As Sword and the FBI are aware of the existence of Skrulls, can this possibly plant the seed for a future MCU project to come, such as Secret Invasion? What do you think is going to happen next? Please comment your theories and predictions down below. Like, subscribe, and share with the Marvel fan. We'll be back with the latest and greatest Marvel breakdowns soon. Thanks for watching.